he can get that injured in a fight too.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Good point. Yeah, definitely.
So I go with Ferguson for sure.
Adri, what do you make of this contest? Who are you picking to walk out with the W? Is it Ferguson or is it Nurmagomedov?
Yeah, like I said before, and also like you guys said, ring rust is gonna play a big part in this fight. 2 years layoff is it's a huge deal, but we also have to remember that Nurmagomedov is the only guy to ever beat Dos Anjos in the last 3-4 years.
Dominated them as well.
And I believe more even. I have to check but he's the only guy to beat Dos Anjos recently, before he became champion, and the monster that he is now. I think Tony Ferguson take this one, but it's gonna take some time for Ferguson to pick Nurmagomedov apart. So I'm not gonna be surprised if it's the other way around, but I predict a big win for Tony Ferguson.
Excellent shout. Well, let's move on to Dominic Cruz and TJ Dillashaw's grandfather, as he put it, Uriah Faber, for the rubber match. I can't wait for this. Cruz has never looked like he's ever taken a day off, never mind 2 massive knee injuries, and it's going to be good. But is this the time for Faber to finally get the UFC belt? Let's start with Adri on this one. Who are you picking? Is it Faber or is it Dominic Cruz?
I'm going to go 100% Dominic Cruz here. Dominic Cruz looked super great again against TJ Dillashaw in his last fight, and personally, I don't think that was a split decision, or I don't even think it was that close. He picked TJ Dillashaw apart, I think, on the foot, on striking, and Faber lately hasn't been that good. I mean, he probably is getting old, and just he's not the Faber he's not the Faber that won against Cruz a couple of years back.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cruz gonna win this. It's gonna be a tough night for Faber, but I see Cruz winning by decision. But it's gonna be a big striking fight, and I'm gonna see we're gonna see a lot of bruises on Faber's face when the night ends.
A decision, I like it. Brian, what about yourself, sir? Faber versus Cruz. Does he have his number? Who are you picking? And why?
I thought the Cruz Dillashaw fight. I was pumped for Cruz in that fight. I was so excited that he pulled out the win.
Yeah,
and pulled it off, in convincing fashion too. I thought. I mean, I just think he's too good at that style for a Dillashaw to, replicate it and do it as well as Dominic does. You know what I mean? And I just think he was there and gone by the time Dillashaw realized what was going on.
Yes.
A lot of the time anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, I think Cruz is going to make a fool out of Faber, man. Really, I don't think Faber's even on the same. These days, I don't think he's even on the same in the same room, whatever you want to say, on the same stage. Not even. It's not a knock against Faber. It's just how many times we've seen Faber get title shots and get title shots and get title shots, and it's never won one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, as of the last 4 or 5 years, and I'm just tired of seeing him get title shots for nothing.
He sounds so angry at this matchmaking of title shots, but he's been deserving though, right?
Funny.
He knocks off the
It's a money
contenders to
fight,
get there.
I'm sorry though. What's that?
I'm saying he deserves the. We're using the word deserve a lot today, but Faber, he certainly knocks off contenders and he wins fights to get those title shots. But I know what you're saying, it's such an anticlimax, isn't it? When he finally gets those shots and either gets knocked out, choked out, loses by decision.
He's probably gotten the most shots out of anybody in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? And it's no disrespect to the guy. I mean, I like him. You know what I mean? But I don't understand the fight really. I think there's better competitors out there for him to take, but maybe there's not. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. I think he's going to get lit up all night, though.
I think it goes back to what Kevin was talking about, the money fights, and this is probably, if they didn't do the rematch with Dillashaw, this is probably the other big money fight for the bantamweight division. Yeah. Kevin, your thoughts on this rubber match? Is it a new champion or does Cruz retain?
First of all, great points made by the panelists. I would throw Frankie Edgar in with another guy that gets a lot of title shots. It just seems like, I guess they sell tickets and they're selling pay-per-views. So this is the end of the road for Faber. This is I think this is the last shot that he's going to get. He can stick around. There's not going to be another title in the fight in the cards unless he moves to another division. If he does, I'm sure they'll just give him the immediate title shot again. Yeah. But no, man. What Faber does so well is fight with that unorthodox style, throwing punches that the guys don't see coming. But he does that when they're coming into him. Cruz doesn't do that. Cruz, the secret to Cruz lies in that foot speed, man. He is all over the place. They should change his name to a ghost, just like one of the panelists said earlier. When you're looking for him to get there and you start throwing that second punch in that combo, he's already gone. I mean, he's there. Now you see me, now you don't. It's going to be that all night for Faber. It's going to be a really long night for him, and he's going to pick him apart, just like I'm agreeing with everybody else, man. Faber's doesn't deal well with the level that Cruz is on right now. Yeah. He got him in that first fight that they had back in the WEC days, and it's not happening again. And when it doesn't happen again, I don't want to see him in another title fight. He's I hate to call the guy a gatekeeper, but to me, that's what he's been ever since he came to the UFC. Yes. He's a guy that, if you can get past him, then you get a title shot. Mm-hmm. And if he's okay in that role, then go ahead and keep fighting, man. But if not, you go back to your gym, try to find the next TJ Dillashaw, and make that your mission in life to find a guy that's going to knock off Cruz or knock off the guy that's after him, because Faber's not the one to do it. Wow.
So many good fights, though, announced at this press conference. And let's hope they all stay together. You've got Claudia Gadelha versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Wonderboy Thompson versus Rory McDonald.
That's good.
Guys, if I can just finish up with one more, and then we'll move to our final part, our fantasy picks for 200. You've got a rematch there, the middleweight title fight. Chris Weidman, Luke Rockhold. Another fight that I just want to see again. There are a lot of rematches announced during this tour, but I think this one's the ultimate rematch. Brian, I'll start with you, sir. Who are you picking? Is it Rockhold retains or Weidman takes his title back?
I think Rockhold retains. I think he looked awesome in that fight, and I just think it's going to be a hell of a fight. I think Chris did make a mistake with that kick, but I don't know where's the Sarah Jiu-Jitsu defense here. I didn't see any of it. I mean, he didn't have much defense on the ground at all. I mean, so I don't know. Maybe they better brush up on the game for that, in case they hit their back again, because it could happen. It could happen again. Who knows? I mean, but I'm going to say Rockhold. I think Rockhold's just I don't know. He can go in there without a game plan. Basically, I don't know if he game plans like a madman. I don't know what they do, but he could go in there without a game plan. I just think freestyle. I mean, he's in my opinion, a much better guy than Weidman. But I still think it's anybody's fight. But I'm going to pick Rockhold.
Going for Rockhold. And Kevin, how about you? Weidman or Rockhold? Who are you picking come June the 4th?
I'm gonna disagree with Brian on this. I don't think it's anybody's fight. I think it's all Rockhold's fight. He looked great in the first fight. We say this all the time. Styles make fights, and we've been using the word deserve. So I'm gonna flip it and use the one undeserved. Man, I don't think he deserves to get an immediate rematch. I mean, he didn't. He had a couple defenses there. The problem with it is why this fight's getting made is because there's really nobody else. I mean, what are we going to watch? Vitor Belfort or Machida fight for the title again? Yoel Romero was in line to get the shot. Mm-hmm. He screwed up. Was using some kind of PED. Supposedly, I'm not sure exactly where that testing's at, but he's off the rankings. He is out of the picture. Mm-hmm. He beat Jacare. You can't give Jacare the shot. Who else you give him the shot? It's got to be Weidman. Yeah. So deserved or not, it's going down. And as we say, styles make fights, and the problems that Weidman's stand-up caused to Anderson Silva, I'm not saying it was the exact same, but I mean, this guy Rockhold has his number. He's been on a train to that title for some time. Mm-hmm. He got his shot, capitalized on it. I really don't see anything different happen in this. I mean, to me, for the fight, Weidman had one little glimmer of an advantage in it, and he screwed up throwing that kick. I mean, there ain't even no way to slice it. I mean, the technique was terrible on that kick. I'm no kicking expert, but that was the most ill-advised kick maybe ever thrown in a title fight.
It was awful. I'm a Taekwondo guy. If I was holding pads for him, I would just be so disgusted I would tell him to get out. That was the worst. They call it a wheel kick. It's a reverse turning kick. It was the worst reverse turning kick, and attempting it in the middle of a fight when I thought he was doing all right early on. I didn't think he was in trouble round one. He was starting to look a bit tired as the fight went on. Weidman, I mean. And but yeah, I agree with you. I think he's got his number. And Luke Rockhold is got more tools standing up, but he's also creative with it. You know, he's got that John Jones thing of, yeah, I can throw kicks and punches and elbows from places that are unorthodox, but I can pull them out at a time when you're just not expecting it. You know. And
he's a huge guy for 185 pounds. Yeah, I mean, yeah. the dude has massive strength. And that's why I think the problem that he caused for Weidman when they went to the ground. I just don't see it going any other way this time.
Finally, Adri, what about yourself? Your predictions for Chris Weidman versus Luke Rockhold?
It's going to be Rockhold by an even faster victory. I think Rockhold now and his coaches now has learned how Weidman really is. He knows his weaknesses, and I think Rockhold going to win in I'm going to call it here. Rockhold going to win before the third round.
Before the third. I love it. I love the confident prediction. You don't think, though, that, like we were sort of talking about there, this ill-advised reverse turning kick, you know, if he sticks to his game, which is, you know, pressure boxing and wrestling, you don't think that if he sticks to that game plan, it'll play a factor in Luke Rockhold's fight? No?
Oh, I mean, Rockhold is not a stranger to a 5-round fight, and so does Weidman, but Rockhold, on the other hand, has every advantage a middleweight has. I mean, he has longer reach. Like Kevin said, he has great strength. He has good kicks. He has he has a great grappling. And Weidman, on the other hand, looking from his past fights, I don't think his skills is up to par with Rockhold's, and I think Rockhold's. I believe both fighters gonna develop their game for this fight, but I think Rockhold gonna take this one again.
Sounds good, and I'm certainly looking forward to it, regardless of what happens. I hope that one stays together more than anything else, gentlemen. We'll move to the final part of the show. It's where we hear from yourselves on what you guys would like to see come UFC 200. It's July the 9th for that card, potentially the biggest UFC ever. So let's play matchmaker. There's no Dana White, there's no Joe Silva, there's no Sean Shelby. There's just the panel on the Martial Arts Chat podcast today. You guys are the bookers. I'll quickly give you some honourable mentions that have been rumoured to start things off. Some of the things that have been touted for the T-Mobile Arena are, we've got obviously Conor McGregor, Frankie Edgar, which I spoke about. People are mentioning Robbie Lawler with GSP returning. Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, which we've kind of talked about, and also RDA and Nate Diaz. But you don't need to wait your turn, guys. The floor is yours. Let's hear your booking. Who would like to start us off?
I'll go ahead and start it off, man. I mean,
go ahead, man.
I got so many written down, man. I got so many of these written down. You know, such a fun concept to play fantasy matchmaker.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for me to pick one of them out, but I'm going to throw this one out there. Since Conor McGregor, you know, is doing his Conor McGregor thing, Frankie Edgar is coming off as a whiner in my eyes. He's whining a bit. I say throw Frankie Edgar in there with Jose Aldo and let Aldo shut him up again, and that way he can quit talking about, you know, they're saying, who deserves to get the Conor fight when he comes back down? Yeah. Let's figure it out. Let's put Aldo in there with Edgar, and then we'll have no more debate.
I kind of like, let's say we have Holly Holm, Ronda 2, seeing that they're both coming off losses, and have them two duke it out over a shot at Miesha.
Ronda
I kind of like that one.
Without the title involved, I like it. Yeah, so she's actually in what would this be, a 3-round fight, a contenders fight?
I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. Throw Nunes. Let Tate fight Amanda Nunes, and then same concept with those guys. I love it too. Let Holm and Rousey duke it out. We'll find out who really deserves to get a shot.
Beautiful. What kind of heavyweights can we throw in there, man? I'm a heavyweight guy.
Here you go. I got it. Alistair Overeem, and by some miracle, we bring Fedor in. Fedor versus Overeem.
That's some real fantasy booking right there. Ryzen folds after one card, which, you know, it actually happened.
Ryzen / UFC, which will never happen, but, little co-promotion going on there.
Yeah.